Hey guys, this is the new Memento FIENDSMITH list that some of you guys been asking about, and I've been testing with. I went to locals yesterday, and it did pretty okay. Other decks are extremely strong, but I think Memento is still playable, and is still extremely fun to play. So let's get right into the deck list. First off, the Memento engine requirements: combined creation, one Trihorn, one Aki Huron, one Sleepy, one Gaddock, and one Mace. Very standard. These are engine requirements, and you have to play them. Trihorn's arguable, like you don't have to play this, but I really like this card. And it's a great interruption, so I main it. You could side it, you could take it out for more consistency, but I just like to play it. Then the three ofs, three Seahorse, I forgot, one Darkblade instead of the regular two. This is just to keep normal summons down, and this is just basically another Anguish. But like, let's say you freestyle and you want to play around certain things, you could just summon this off a Bone Party later to then go into Goblin or Maze. But just the one up for now, just to keep normal summons low. So yeah, three Seahorse, three Anguish. Always max these out. These are the best cards to see in your hand. And two Goblin. And running two Goblin instead of one, as you guys know, because we're running Grand Breakout. If you only run one and you draw into Goblin, this card is dead. Three Bone Party, of course. Broken card. You have to play it. It helps you break boards. It helps you play through interruptions, dodge cards, extender, potentially starter. It's so good. Only two Memento Fusion because we're running less Memento names than usual, and opening this plus only one Memento name is a brick. So only two Memento Fusion. One Field Spell because it's a brick, but it's a crack card when you don't draw into it, and it's an engine requirement. So absolutely must play it. And then going into the Fiendsmith stuff, three Engraver. This card is now a one card starter and extender, so I'll always max out on this card. One Lurie, of course, engine requirement for the Fiendsmith package, and then one Tract, of course, again, it's an engine requirement for the Fiendsmith package. And as you guys are noticed, I'm not playing main deck Lacrima. This card sucks. I despise this card. I hate drawing into it. I hate seeing it in my opening hand. I hate it. And I cut it because we don't need to play it anymore. Since Extra Deck Lacrima got unbanned, which is insane, and I'll go over it later, and I'll show you the combos. I'll show you a combo later on in this video. I'm not playing this card. It's the worst brick possible. Opening Lurie's not even bad because you go Droplet, send Lurie, 1-for-1 send Lurie, and then triggers Lurie. But this card is so bad. I hate this card. So we're not playing it. And then for non-engine, 3 Fulos, standard, 3 Droplet, pretty standard, 3 Book of Eclipse, which is pretty new. There's just no real other board breaker at the moment that we could play. Of course, you could try hand traps, but a lot of the time you're only going to see one hand trap, and one board breaker is a bit stronger than that. And then something that I've been testing, it's a bit saucy, is Salesban. This card is a defensive and offensive card. Same thing with Book of Eclipse. You could dodge Imperm, Veil, or whatever. And same thing with Salesban. So starting off, when you see, let's say you're going first, and you open your hand, just think about your combo and see what you lose to, and then you're able to use this, just to say this. And we're not running any hand traps or anything besides maybe Fulos, and we don't lose to Fulos anyway. So call Droll, call Imperm, call whatever, just to protect yourself. And then defensively, it's crack. Let's say we're playing against Yummy, call Snatchy. They lose like half of their interruptions. Let's say you're playing Draco Tail, you call like Arthelion or something, if that's what the card name is. Hold up. Yeah, Arthelion. Whoops. And it helps stop a lot of their recursion, makes it a lot easier for you to push through the board. Or you could call like Seals, you could call the other card, this one, Gulamel, Phimeta, whatever, it doesn't matter. You just call one of those, and it makes their board a lot easier to be broken into. And then same thing with Canine, you could call, sorry, not Canine, well, Canine Vanquish Soul, you could call maybe Holy Zoo, you call whatever. It's a bit worse into them, but it makes their board more breakable depending on what their end board, is. You could call like, not Ripper, you don't need to call Ripper. You could call Valon, just to prevent the Book of Moon, right? It's a 1-for-1 defensive and offensive card, which is why I'm playing it. You could cut this for a different board breaker, potentially Super Poly, if you somehow find the space to put in here. Like, maybe you cut Guardian Chimera and Draco Stapelia for like Garura and Mud Dragon, but like these cards make your end board so much nicer. So that's pretty much it for the main deck. Oh yeah, let's not forget 1-for-1 free special summon when you brick. Like these, open Gaddock or Aki Huron in hand, you just 1-for-1 send it, or send the Lurie, or open double Engraver, same thing. Talents, because this card is broken. No need to explain this. One thing I also want to say about Salesban is this will cook Lunalight. Because this doesn't affect the monster. It's your opponent cannot activate the cards or effects with the same name. So it affects your opponent. So you just go Salesman, call Lager Dancer. They literally lose that turn. They, like, literally they lose that turn. Salesman, Lager Dancer, sick. Droplet, the Baguska, or just go into an SP, the Baguska. Yeah, you just, this will cook. This will cook, what's it called, Lunalight. And potentially Malice by calling White Binder. Which is why, like, it didn't come up because nobody's playing that, like, those two decks yesterday, but it like, this card's cracked. Going into the extra deck, so first the Memento cards. Creation King, 2 of them, because you will always send one off at their own effect to get the field spell. This is the minimum requirement. Always play 2. 1 Twin Dragon, because you could potentially cut this, but I wouldn't. This is such a good combo card and extender, and like, you could go into this first to bait out interactions before going into combined Creation King. So it's just really good to play this. Herald and SP, this is part of your main end board, that the standard end board that you almost always go into. And then of course Draco Stapelia and Garnet Chimera, which you fuse into off of Memento Fusion. And now for the Fiendsmith package, we go Desiree, self-explanatory, it's Omni Negate. Lacrima, because it is a combo piece and it is insanely strong. Without Lacrima, you cannot have the Fiendsmith package be a 1-card starter. Same thing with Arrow Eater, you must play this card. Necroquip is just to help to go into Caesar, and then Sequence, of course, because you need it, and then Cross Sheep, because it is a combo requirement for the Fiendsmith package, and Requiem, self-explanatory, you have to play this card. The Fiendsmith package can be insane bait against an opponent, because realistically, you don't care if it resolves. You want your Memento stuff to resolve. So the moment, like, they hit anything Fiendsmith wise, you just go full Memento combo. So yeah, and then of course side deck, I'm still working on it, but 3 Thrust, broken card, this can switch you Talents, 1 for 1, or Tracked, and it gets you into literally anything else you want at that point. Harpies and Lightning Storm, it's kind of cracked, only 2 because you play Thrust, so you're basically playing 5. 1 Called By for going first, self-explanatory, D-Barrier because all the decks just died to D-Barrier this format. 3 Ash for going first, and potentially against like Draco Tail, hitting Rahu, Yummy, hitting Cupsy, and then hitting like Ashing Stake Your Soul or Raisin against K9 Vanquish Soul. Perilia just for the side because Yummy and Vanquish Soul exist. So yeah, and then just 2 Lancia for the potential Malice matchup. So now that I've gone over the deck list quickly, let me show you the Engraver combo. Okay, so here's Engraver. I'm just going to set these 2 cards because they're just going to constantly go off. So first you go Engraver effect, search Tracked, you go Tracked, of course standard search Lurie, you send Lurie, Lurie triggers mandatory, summon Lurie out, and you link off into Requiem. We then want to go Requiem effect, summon another Engraver, and then we summon this Engraver by shuffling, doesn't matter which one, just make sure you shuffle just one of them. I like sending the Requiem back just to have it back in the extra deck before my opponent can interact with it. Here now we go the effect of of Tracked to fuse into Lacrima using the 2 Engravers on field. We go Lacrima effect, summon out the Engraver, and then we go into Sequence. So now make sure you do not use Lacrima's burn effect, or else you will not have enough Light Fiends engrave to continue the combo. So the reason why we need Lacrima is because we are going to fuse into Aerial Eater using Lacrima and Lurie, and that leaves exactly 2 level 6 or higher Light Fiends, or Fiends with the same attribute in the grave to use Aerial Eater's Revival effect to trigger Cross Sheep. So we'll go Sequence into Aerial Eater, 1 and 2. We then go Aerial Eater effect to then dump Goblin. We then link these 2 off into Cross Sheep. We go Aerial Eater effect, banishing 1 and 2 Engravers, which will then trigger Cross Sheep, summon Goblin. And now we could do literally whatever you want. We also have not normal summoned at all. So here, you could go into an SP if you're really scared about Nib. You don't have to here. Goblin effect, dumping 1, fusion spell, and Gaddock. Activate Gaddock. Gaddock effect triggers, adding back Memento Fusion. And we're going to act like this Anguish isn't even here. So go Memento Fusion effect. Effect. We are going to add... Here you can add Anguish or Darkblade. It does the same thing. We'll go Darkblade. And then I guess here we could also add Trihorn. Of course we'll go effect to revive. Normal to Darkblade. Darkblade effect. Summon Anguish. Anguish triggers. Search Sleepy. Sleepy effect. Effect Diffuse. We'll use all 3 on field. 1, 2, and 3. Yep, trigger his effect. Dumping himself. Combine Creation and Akihiron. We'll then go Creation King's effect Engrave, add field spell. Activate field spell. And then we'll use Memento Fusion Engrave, popping... Here we could pop the Arrow Eater, to be honest. That will trigger. Targeting that, and of course, we'll... Oh, Akihiron doesn't trigger. We'll special summon the Sleepy. Here we could go into... actually, no, we won't go into Herald. Just go use this first. We'll pop him. This can summon out a Seahorse. It doesn't really matter at this point. Akihiron effect triggers. Don't need to do that. We go effect the Seahorse, popping Akihiron. You could summon Mace as well. You just want to have a way to pop the Akihiron there. We'll dump 1, 2, and we want to keep Mace. Actually, no, we could dump Mace here, because we're going to be shuffling back regardless. Add back the banished Memento Fusion off of Akihiron's effect. And here, we just summon out the Trihorn. Sleepy and Cross Sheep are same type, same attribute, so you go into Herald. And then here, we use whatever monsters you have on board left to go into an SP. And then we could summon Creation King, shuffling normal cards. So I like to shuffle Twin Dragon, just get back an extra deck. Mace to add it back. Gaddock, Sleepy, and we could shuffle back like in Anguish, since we have 2 Engrave. So now we set the Memento Fusion we have in hand. Remember, these two cards don't exist here. We set the Memento Fusion we have in hand, and then we go end phase. Field spell activates, and we set the Bone Party. So now we have the full standard Memento end board that we all know and love off of just 1 Engraver. That is banished. The same standard Memento end board off of 1 Engraver. So yeah, guys, that is my new Memento Fiendsmith deck list, including the Fiendsmith combo with just Engraver. You pretty much just mix that with all the other regular Memento combos, which my combo guide from like 8 months ago is still extremely relevant. For those combos are still the same. But yeah, like let's say you go, I like to go Memento stuff first. If I don't open like Goblin or Mace, if I just open like Anguish or Seahorse, because Seahorse can't really be summoned if you go the Fiendsmith engine first. But you go Memento engine first, you bait out maybe 2 to 3 hand traps, and then you go Engraver effect, and using like the bodies you already have on field to go into sequence, and then you continue to pop off, and then use that end part of the combo to get the regular end board. So feel free to mix and match, test. This is a hard combo deck, so freestyle, learn how the deck plays, and you'll be able to do what you need to do. But Engraver is such a powerful extender now. It's so stupid. It like this unbanned has given this deck a crazy, like a really good consistency boost. And potentially, like if you're able to go pop off with Memento stuff and get the regular end board, you get to, on top of all that, you end on like a Caesar or a Desiree for more insulation and more interruptions. So yeah, and remember, like you could use Caesar to fuse into Guardian Chimera, so you'll have his send effect. So this is 2 interruptions anyway. So yeah, guys, I also wanted to talk about why I'm not playing this card. Mellow Melody, the Brass Djinn. He never comes up at all in practice. Theoretically, this is a good card. 2 level 3s to go into Requiem and then continue the regular Fiendsmith stuff. And like if you have another body, you just go sequence. Not sequence. Sorry, if you have another body. No, you would have to go sequence sequence summon Lacrima. Lacrima adds you an Engraver from grave to hand, and then you go Engraver effect to search, track, summon Lurie, and then summon Engraver back out. And then you could use the fusion spell to fuse into Aerial Eater, link whatever bodies you have left into Cross Sheep, and then you could banish the Lacrima and Engraver. But he never comes up. I have never one summoned this card. So I rather get more end board flexibility, and I added back Draco Stapelia. Of course, you could add Bow to this as well. But Draco Stapelia, sometimes you're not able to go into Guardian Chimera, and this extra interruption can win you games at times. Of course, this is flexible though. Maybe you do want to play Dijin. You cut Draco Stapelia and put Dijin, or you put Bow back in for just recursion and more like potential combo parts. But to me, Draco Stapelia is the best option at the moment. So yeah, that's it. Please let me know if you guys think Salesman is good, or Book of Eclipse. I'm pretty set on Droplet and Fua, but Book of Eclipse and Salesman, I'm still open to cut, so let me know if there's better board breakers. One thing I've been looking into that I've learned about because of Genesis is Final Bringer of the End Times. This is actually pretty good. You could pop any card on the field, so it's a quick play that you can play on your opponent's turn, so it's an interruption. But it's also like you could dodge, and it enables like Memento Fusion and Sleepy. So like normal Anguish effect, they try to impermanent or they try to do anything. Per Final Bringer End Times, pop Anguish and pop another monster they control, and there you bait out 2 interruptions while resolving Anguish, and now Sleepy and Memento Fusion is live. So I want to look into that. I'll test it a bit more. But yeah, I am planning to maybe do another live locals with this list, possibly next week or the week after. We'll see how my schedule is. But look out for that. That's probably my next video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please let me know what you guys would change. Any suggestions, of course, I'm very open to it. Or if you have any, like, if you want to critique my list, say I did something wrong, please let me know. I always want to be better, and I want to help you guys out. And by critiquing each other is the best way we could help each other out and to do better together. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.